Hello and welcome to this latest GreenStuffWorld team tutorial. Today we're going to take a closer look at how we would render a semi-photographic realistic skin, and we've got this rather large scale giant ogre that we're working on. So Plectin Black with a very light zenithal highlighting grey from above. First thing we're going to attack the model with is GreenStuffWorld Dark Beige. As you can probably see, this is like a very dark cream, almost umber colour. And we've just thinned this down with a little bit of water and we're moving around, giving a very gentle couple of coats to the skin. So once we've got that on, we're then going to move on to our first highlight. We're going to mix 3 parts GreenStuffWorld Dark Beige with 1 part GreenStuffWorld Golden Cream. Golden Cream is a beautiful colour for highlighting skin because it's a warm, creamy yellow colour. And mixed in with the dark beige, it starts to allow us to lift some highlights on the skin. You can see I'm working around now with the muscle contours and just very gently sketching out the areas where the light would fall. Catching all the tops of the muscle forms. Obviously there's a high percentage of dark beige still in this mix, and dark beige exists in all the recesses. So we're avoiding the muscle forms looking as if the body is too fragmented because we've got a sympathetic colour as the first highlight. We've now added some more golden cream to the mix, so we're probably looking at 2 parts dark beige, 1 part golden cream. And we're going through and we're starting to look at the higher areas of the skin. And we start to highlight again over a smaller surface area, thinking about where that light's falling on the ogre's body, there on top of his stomach, following the creases and the contours in the sculpt. And this golden cream will really start to lift the warmth of the front and centre of the model now. You'll see very shortly I'll start moving up towards the face and picking out the bridge of the nose, top of the eyebrows, top lip, front of the chin. You can see how that yellow really starts to homogenise nicely with the quite dark base tone really. Yellow is such a brilliant colour for bringing up highlights with skin, especially if you're doing something which is a darker skin tone and you want to work up very gradually by adding this golden creamy yellow to the mix. It's a really beautiful colour. And there we go, top of the knuckles. You can see all I'm doing really is moving around the model, making sure I'm picking out all the areas where the light would fall and gradually covering less and less surface areas as I add more golden cream. So very shortly we're going to move on to a 1-to-1 mix of dark beige and golden cream. And as I apply that, you'll start to notice my brush strokes become much more abbreviated, and we're working on very, very small areas, those muscle areas, those muscle contours now. Just picking out the very, very sharp points on each muscle mass. So here we go with the next mix. You'll see now I'm picking out just the very tips of each of those creases on the stomach. We'll do the same throughout the entire model. We're really just now trying to pick out where the light would really strike and cause a very bright spot. Of course, skin is soft and it will diffuse light to a certain degree. There's no real sharp angles on here, not like armour or a weapon. So you haven't got to worry too much about getting very, very sharp lines. You're just trying to gently feather that paint in there so we get like a smooth, diffused transition. And again, everything's thinned down with just a small amount of water, so we've got a milky consistency, so we've got no chunky paint going on there, nice and smooth. The new Max Formula paint responds particularly well to being watered down in a traditional way. Okay, so we've defined all our core skin tone and highlight now. We're going to move on to the secret weapon with this method, which is Sangria Red. It might seem slightly unusual now, mixing a red and putting that over the top of the skin, but skin contains blood and there's plenty of red that's in a natural skin tone. So what we've done here now is we've diluted this down with water to the point we've got a glaze, and we've just very gently tapped the excess glaze off the brush. So we have got a very, very thin, almost a tinted water. And you see predominantly what I'm doing is I'm going between the creases in the muscle formations, but I'm also tinting the shadow areas. You see at the bottom of the stomach here, picking up that glaze and very gently pulling it. Remember when you're glazing that the glaze will be deposited in its strongest point when you lift the brush off the model. So always think about that, which direction you're pulling the glaze. You'll see here that I work my way up to just around the chest area. You'll see I'm pushing and pulling the glaze into the areas where I want it to be deposited to create that extra tint in the shadows. What this is also doing is with the Sangria Red, it's actually helping to homogenise the previous layer, so it's also pulling those together. The golden cream and the dark beige will sit and work really nicely under the Sangria Red, and we start to build a really nice natural skin tone. There we go, and that's how the model looked when we were almost completed. You can see there, really nice defined skin with nice highlights, plenty of contrast there in the creases, in the muscle definition. Very simple. There we go. Pop yourself over to the GreenStuffWorld website. All the paints I've used today are available there. Do yourself a favour, try something different with skin tones. I'm sure you'll be really surprised. See you soon.